Guys, holy cow, we got a weird one for you today. Welcome to the newest installment of the bonus episodes of Polymuse. My name is Ben, and I'm going to welcome my co-host here. Welcome.
Michael. Thank
Welcome,
you.
Michael. Thank you for joining me once again, as always, in the Polymuse studios above beautiful Polymuse house with the Polymuse family chilling. We're doing a bonus. Tell them about this awesome little nugget of joy that we're covering today and what makes it so special.
All right. Will They Die For You?
That's what we're doing.
That's right. It was released on the Chef Aid South Park album in 1998.
Where were you in 1998 when the Chef Aid happened?
Well, I wasn't watching South Park at that time.
Okay.
I tell you that.
Probably not.
No, but this album was released along with season 2 of South Park, and it was partially produced by Rick Rubin, our old buddy.
Favorite producer on the Polymuse podcast. Round of applause for Rick Rubin.
It was supposed to sort of mimic like a live album, with Chef kind of doing different intros throughout the album, with different collaborations and different folks coming in and doing different songs. And some pieces have to do with the show and some are independent. But it's supposed to mimic like a live album concert, go along with season 2 of South Park.
And System of a Down got roped into this mess somehow.
They sure did. So this song is very much the vocals of a previous release dropped into System of a Down, a new backing, if you will.
Let's back it up. So who do we got on here?
So the original track was released in 1997, just the year previous. Will They Die For You?
Will They Die For You?
Same song title. On Mase's Harlem World 1997 album, his debut, which is now 4 times platinum. The song also features, of course, Diddy, who had just released his album No Way Out in 1997, which is 7 times platinum. And Lil Kim, who released Hardcore in 1996, which is now 2 times platinum.
And were they on the original Mase record?
Yes, all 3 were together.
So they had the features already.
They did.
Got it.
This was a big song. It was a big get for both this track and the previous collaboration, of which the vocals are the same. Because those 3 debut albums between the artists now have 12 plaques between the 3 of them on their debuts. So they were all new artists, all on Bad Boy Records, all big to the game at that time. Lil Kim, maybe not as well recognized now, but was huge at the time. You know, we all know Megan Thee Stallion now, Nicki Minaj, but her whole debut album was very much female empowerment and sexuality and taking control of that. So she was very much the face of that, long before any of the artists we have now. And we all know Diddy, and Mase has dropped off significantly, but 3 big gets at the time. And this song was not actually the biggest song off of Mase's album at the time. And if you search now, the System of a Down South Park kind of remix is actually the top search that you get when you're searching for this song.
Okay. So you throw in the platinum plaques that System of a Down got, you add them as a 4th debut platinum selling, and you get a record that's even more famous than the original. But did they really is this a cover? Is this a remix? What happened here? How did they make this record, do we think? Because you had some theories.
Well, it sounds like the vocals are exactly the same, and you just recorded it a little bit differently with System of a Down in the background. Because the original track very much sounded like, you had scratching, you had, very much like a DJ in the background for the original track. And very mellow, very calm. So System of a Down picking it up in this track is very much a change of really how it comes across to the audience. It's a little bit more laid back in the original version. This version is very much more aggressive. We don't have new lyrics from System of a Down really, but we do have Serge singing in the background of the kind of the outro when they're repeating the chorus over and over again.
With Mase.
And the hook with Mase.
Yeah.
He does compliment him as well. And he's, singing kind of contradictory lyrics a little bit. His new contribution is Why Must We Kill Our Own Kind, which is very quietly in the background as we're fading out. A little bit contradictory to this, who will ride out with you, who's with you there to the end. The Why Must We Kill Our Own Kind is kind of a nod to System of a Down's more politically charged stuff. Why must we
so it's like a gangster rap song.
Yeah, and it's very much System of a Down with a different mentality. Yeah, it's very much conflicting thoughts there. Otherwise, it is exactly the same lyrically, and it very much sounds like none of those 3 original rappers were in probably the recording studio.
Right, with each other or with System.
Right.
So System made a new beat, essentially.
Basically.
As far as we can tell.
Yeah.
So if you heard our episode about the Jay-Z collision course, we're thinking this is not what they did here.
Right.
With Collision Course, they made a new beat and then Jay-Z re-recorded to the new beat.
Right.
Maybe that's why Lil Kim's verse doesn't always hit right on the beat.
That's why. It's very strange.
It's cool, and it's cool where it does hit on the beat, but it is quite a weird flow, even for the fact that it is flowing over like heavy metal, Middle Eastern music, and they're playing like guitar riffs and stuff.
Right.
Even then, some of these flows are a little herky-jerky. It is cool, though. It's unique the way that some of the lines on this hit against the System of a Down backdrop.
I think the first maybe minute come together a lot better than the back end. I think it comes off the rails quite a bit off the back end and just doesn't piece together as well.
But you do get some little lead guitars that kind of go in and out. You do get Surge on the backing, kind of hype man position on the vocals, and apparently this version of this song is more famous than the original Mase version.
Seems to be.
The South Park featuring South Park. They needed a little more South Park. It was almost perfect. They had an almost perfect triple collab, but they needed Surge and Darren and the boys, and they needed some Chef Aid in there. So that's a lot for one song that a lot of people don't remember and maybe haven't heard. It was so unique. We had to cover it. It's just is its own little jewel in the System discography. What do you rank a song like that where it has this many different... It's a mess.
Yeah. So, man, I had it ranked a little higher, and then I started digging into the background, and I'm like, okay, so this is purposefully like a mess. Like,
yeah.
I thought this was more of a
collab.
A collab.
Right. It's not really a collab.
Collab, no.
It's a feature, but it wasn't really.
I don't even know what you call these tracks. You just took a chunk of an original song, you dropped in a new piece. It's not even like a remix. It's just a re-record. You're re-recording part of the song.
Cover. It's a mashup, but they're not mashing it up with like a System song. It's a new riff from System. It's not like a mashup. It's not like a cover. It's a cover with the original lyric.
Well, I'm dropping it to a B, but I'm very fluid on it. I very much like the first portion more than the back, and I would give the original version of a song actually a higher grade. I think that's a solid track. I'd give this one a B, although I'm very fluid on that.
B sounds about right. On a good day, you might get me a little higher, but maybe that's just for the novelty factor of it, just because it is worth listening to, and it is a really cool song, and it is kind of got that unique. It's cool that they thought to do this. That I know it's kind of cliche now that new metal was always like metal mashing up with hip hop, or a lot of new metal bands are known for combining like metal influences and hip hop influences, but you don't see that nearly quite as much in System of a Down's music. Possibly rap influence on some of his vocals, possibly hip hop influence on some of the rhythms, but you know, as we've talked about many times, they are much more influenced by like folk music that they grew up with, and Middle Eastern rhythms and different phrasing and stuff like that. So it's cool that Rick Rubin or whoever idea to say either push them towards doing some of these hip hop songs. It was worth a try. It was worth a shot. It was a time. It was a place. It was an era. What more do you want from a South Park album?
So what was your grade?
I give it a B.
Okay. Couple of B's. All right.
Couple of B's, please.
You know, a couple of B's keep the hive running, so I guess that's okay.
So that's pretty much it. Any more closing thoughts on Will They Die For You?
No. Thinking about it gives me a headache now.
It's a mess.
This could have been so much
different.
Yeah.
Could have been better. If they had just had the MCs re-record to the new beat, that would have been way better right off the bat.
Right. Agreed.
So here you go. We're going to say see you later. We're going to say please check out Poly News on the rest of the internet. We're going to say we're going to leave you with a special nugget here. Here's the original version of Will They Die For You. And we're going to roll out and we're going to see you later.